So today we're going to be solving equations with fractions. So we're building on that earlier work we did where we looked at how to simplify algebraic fractions. We're going to use that now to solve, find a variable. To do it, firstly, if there's something you can simplify, simplify it. Make it easier. But secondly, and this is the most of the work we'll be doing today, you find the lowest common multiple of the denominators. Multiply all the terms by this number, then you solve the equation. So let's go to our first example. I've already written it up, so all the way over here. We have x plus 11 over 4 plus 9 equals 3. The first thing I've said is to actually simplify. So if I'm going to simplify, I can see I've got a plus 9 running around over here. Have I missed a negative? Thank you. I missed a negative. Don't forget that. I've got a plus 9 running around. So let's take the 9 away from both sides. Remember to keep it balanced. When I do that, I end up with x plus 11 over 4 is equal to minus 3 minus
negative 12.
Minus 12. I then multiply by the lowest common multiple. There's only one fraction. So my lowest common multiple must be 4. But I need to multiply everything by 4. Be careful to do that. So now I end up with x plus 11 is equal to minus 12 times
negative
4.
48.
Minus 48. I then take 11 away from both sides. And when I do that, x minus 48 minus 11, we're going further into the negative realm, is minus 59. What about our second example? This has got fractions on both sides. So we can't really simplify anything here, but what we can do is find the lowest common multiple. In this case, we've got 4 and 3. Simplest way to find that lowest common multiple in this case is just to multiply them together. So the lowest common multiple happens to be 12. So we multiply each side, everything on that side, by 12. But what you should be able to see is if I multiply by 12 and then divide by 4, that will simplify down to 3. If I multiply by 12 and then divide by 3, that will simplify down to 4. So then what I'm actually doing is 3 times a minus 2. And over here I'm doing 4 times 2a plus 5. When I work that out, as you can hopefully remember the distributive law, we multiply by each of the terms inside. So we get 3a minus 6, 3 times 2, is equal to 8a, 4 times 2a, plus 20. I've now got, like those earlier ones that we did, I've got algebraic expressions on both sides, so I need to work forward from there. The way we did it, we kept the balance, so we take 8a away from both sides to bring all the a's onto this side. 3a minus 8a is minus 5a minus 6. 8a minus 8a cancels out, is equal to 20. I now want to get my numbers all on the other side, so I add 6 to both sides. The 6's there will cancel out. I end up with minus 5a is equal to 26. That hasn't worked out nicely, but it is what it is. Now I need to divide by minus 5 on both sides.
5.1.
When I do that,
5.2.
a is equal to, I could do it in a number of ways. I'm just going to write it as 5 1/5 for now, because that's going to be a more accurate answer if it's a funny decimal. Question 3. K over 3 plus k over 7 equals 4. We can't really simplify it too much here. Find the lowest common multiple. 3 times 7 is 21. To make it very carefully, I'm going to write 21 times outside the brackets. Times 21, and notice something here, Year 9. I'm multiplying each term. Now when I multiply by 21 here and divide by 3, I can actually simplify that to 7. When I multiply by 21 and divide by 7, I can simplify that to 3. And that will just be 4 times 21. Let's work it out. Up the top here, first one is 7k plus 3k equals 4 times 21 is 84. I then simplify 7k plus 3k is 10k is equal to 84. Divide by 10 on both sides, and k will equal 8.4 or 8 2/5 if I was to simplify it further. Question 4. Very similar to question 3. Although in this case I've made a mistake, haven't I? Should have been over 10. That's what the question asks. 4m over 5 minus m over 10. Lowest common multiple is 10. So I don't actually need to do very much to solve this one. So our lowest common multiple happens to be 10. And you'll see that works out nicely. Instead of having to multiply by 50, which could be very problematic, I actually only need to multiply by 10 on each one. But when we do that, it's going to make our maths much easier, because you can see here, if I divide by 10 and multiply by 10, they just cancel out. If I multiply by 10 and divide by 5, that'll just cancel out to 2. So what do I end up with? 2 times 4m is 8m minus just m is equal to 40. I then simplify this side. 8m minus m is 7m is equal to 40. Of course, I divide by 7, both sides, keep it balanced. And then I'll end up with m is equal to 40 over 7. This is where you definitely don't want a decimal. It's going to be crazy if you did. Instead, 40 divided by 7 happens to be 5 and 5/7. That's a nice accurate answer. And that is how we solve with algebraic fractions.